I am so excited for the month of August because I will be participating in Battle-a-Thon and I can't wait to see what I read this month. Hello everyone, welcome back to my video, or welcome if you are new. I cannot wait to go over my plans for August. Before we get into that, please make sure that you always like and subscribe. Check my description box for all of my links to my Patreon, Pango Books account, Bookish Box the Ambassador link, and so much more. So in August, I am going to be participating in Battle-a-Thon, which was created by Mel Lenore at Mel Lenore Reads, and I will link that announcement video below in the description box. There are 4 teams and it's kind of a bracket style readathon where you don't really have any prompts or anything. You just want to read any of what you predict will be 5-star reads, because the higher the star rating, the more points you get for your team. And each team has different words that could be in the title that would give you 10 extra bonus points. So I am on Team Snakes, and that means any words that are considered wicked words will give you a 10-point bonus on top of what your star rating is, and that will help your team out. Of course, you don't have to read every book that would have a wicked word, for instance, in the title, but it's just if you want to get bonus points. So I have constructed a TBR that I may or may not get to, depending on how I feel, what my mood is, because I want August to be just a mood reading month. I want to pull books that I think I'm going to give 5 stars to, or at least a really high rating. I want to get my team as many points as possible. So in this TBR that I've constructed, there are quite a few books in here that I do want to read, but I don't know how my mood's gonna be for the whole month. So that's why I say take my TBR kind of as a loose concept of what I want to read, but I can't wait to dive into some of these books. But before I show you those, let's talk about the priority reads that I do need to read in the month of August. So first up, I have no arcs that are coming out in August that I need to read. I've already went through those in July. July was a really heavy month of arc reading because I wanted to get caught up. I wanted to clear my plate for August. We don't have to worry about that, so I'm so excited. But I do need to read my Patreon book club pick, which is called Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorick. This is going to get my house 10 extra bonus points because darkness being a wicked word. And I'm excited. I have heard nothing but good things about this book. I've heard that it is excellent. The series is amazing. I know that there is a spin-off series that is out as well. So I can't wait to see. I know it's kind of dark, kind of assassin-y, you know, just different things like that. I know that there is spice. I know that there is romance, and I can't wait to see how this series goes. The next book that I need to prioritize is my in-person book club pick, which is called Play Along by T.L. Swan. This is a dark romance. My cousin was the one that picked it, and I don't know if you saw her from a previous sprint that I had done, but she has been desperate to get me to read this, so I can't wait to dive into it and kind of see what it's about. I know nothing about what this book is about. Absolutely, I just know it's dark. I know that it's romance, and I know that there is a twist towards the end, I think, that had her jaw on the floor, so I can't wait to get to that. And then the last 2 priority reads, we are going to be doing the number generator for my fantasy bingo. I need to keep on top of it. I do not want to get behind. So I went ahead, and there are 19 books. It goes on this shelf, and then there's a little down here. Let me get my number generator. Let's generate those, and then I'll talk about the other books that I have put on my possible TBR for August. Okay, so I have a random number generator here. It is 1 to 19. Let's get the first book. It is going to be number 8. This is going to be Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. I'm actually excited for this because wicked is a wicked word. How funny. So this will get my team 10 bonus points if I complete reading this, which I definitely will because I have been prioritizing my fantasy bingo pit. So I can't wait to get into this. I don't really know much about it. It says this gothic jewel of a story. So I guess it has gothic vibes in it. Dark, bloody, and monstrously romantic. Seductively dark and enchanting. I can't wait. I really haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about this, at least the people that I follow, so I can't wait to dive into that. Alright, so I changed it to 1 through 18, so let's generate the next number. Number 3, okay. Oh no. It is my short stories. You're supposed to read 5 short stories for this prompt, and it looks like all of these are going to be read. I know that I only have to read 5, but I want to clear as many short stories on my TBR. So I have Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black. This has Tithe, Valiant, Ironside, and then it looks like there's an extra short story called The Lament of Looty Loo. So I can't wait to get to this one. And then I have other short stories on here, which I'm actually pretty excited for because I ended up reading The Never King in July. You'll see that in my wrap up, but that was one of these books. So we have the Fae Princes in that series. We have Their Vicious Darling, and then lastly The Dark Ones, all by Nikki St. Croix. These are the Patreon exclusive ones, so that's why they have like a different design to them. But I did end up reading The Never King, and I think that was one of the picks for July. So I can't wait to finish reading this story, and I've heard a lot of good things from the girls that ended up continuing on with it. I didn't want to because I knew that I needed to read 5 short stories, so there's that. And then the last one that I have there is just like a 76-page book. It's called Cleaner of Bones, which is in that world that is the Black Birds of the Gallows. I did end up reading The Keeper of the Bees, which is the second book in that duology, so I've already finished that up, so this will entirely complete that series. Okay, so those are all the ones that I have to prioritize. Not a big deal, but let's talk about the ones that I may or may not get to, but I am excited to get to. I looked through my TBR cart and wanted to find ones that I am excited to read, but also would get me 10 extra bonus points for my team snakes for having wicked words in them. So the first one up is a duology, and both of them have kind of wicked words in there. So we have The Crown of Oaths and Curses by J. Bree, which curses is a wicked word. And then also we have The Throne of Honor and Blood, blood being another wicked word. I wanted to read this series, but am I gonna get to it? They both are really chunky, and I don't know if I'll have time to get to them, especially with us being gone for a full week in August. But you know, this is just a TBR that I can pick from if I don't know what I want to read, because I am excited to get into this world. The next one I have is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, which fear is a wicked word. I know that this was picked up by a publisher. This is the indie version, and I wanted to read this one before I read the traditionally published one because I have heard there was a lot of editing that was done and a lot of things that were added in. So I wanted to kind of compare it to the traditionally published version. So I really hope I can get to this one because I am so excited. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this with the found family aspect and the dragons. Let's hope I can get to it. The next one is from one of my all-time favorite authors, and that is My Dark Beast by Olivia Wildenstein. This is a new book that she just came out with back in March. So I have really been wanting to get to it. This is a Sleeping Beauty meets Hades and Persephone. So I'm really excited to see how those stories are going to weave together. They are entirely different fairy tale retellings, so I'm excited to see what she has done with this. I did end up putting a very dark romance on my TBR, which is Hidden in Brutal Devotion. Brutal being a wicked word. This is by BJ Alpha. It's actually not very long, so I really think that I could get to this. It's under 300 pages, and the writing really isn't that small. So I think this would be a definite doable, and the only reason why I picked it up, the only reason is because I was on Instagram scrolling, as one does, right? And I saw the author had posted this like reel about her book. And one of the lines that was in there just had me. I was like, I need to go purchase this book immediately and read it. I don't even remember what that was at this point. That was months ago. We're going to be getting to this, hopefully. I then put Glow of the Everflame, which is the second book in the Kindred's Curse saga. I think that Everflame would be a wicked word. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you disagree with me. This would be continuing that series because I know that the fourth and final book is supposed to be coming out anytime soon. I just recently went to check on Amazon and it's not even there anymore. I know that there have been people talking about it being traditionally published, and there's been kind of some rework to the covers. So I don't know if that's going to prolong the fourth and final book, but I really hope that whenever I do get my hands on it, it's not going to be much different than the original covers because I want them all to match. And then the final book that I have on this possible TBR is To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. I have been meaning to get to this for a while. I did end up picking up those really nice hardcover editions off of Amazon that I think are indie published, but they have beautiful artwork, everything on there. So let's hope that I like it, because if not, I'm gonna be selling those, and I really don't want to because they're gorgeous. But this is the Page and Wick version. I don't know much about it either. I know that some of the people that I watch on BookTube have talked about how the aspect of him raising her kind of throws you off from the romance. So I hope it doesn't give me the ick too much, but we'll see whenever we get into this book. It may be August or it may not be, but I'm excited. Alright, so those are all of my possible books that I put on my TBR for August that I know I have been desperate to get to. I really have been thinking about these books for a while, so they have the potential to be a 5-star read or at least a really high rating. And like I said, I'm going to keep this open. I don't want to subject myself to only reading those. If I'm not feeling any of those books, I want to be able to mood read. I would like to get a wicked word in the title, for instance, to give that extra boost. But I'm not also going to limit myself to that, because then I'm really just going to be a hindrance to my team, because then I'm going to be picking up books that maybe I'm not necessarily excited for. So we will see. I may read all of those books. I may read none of them other than the priority reads. Just, you know, come and check me out every once in a while in August and look for my August wrap up to see if I read any of those books or what new books I picked up. But I am pre-filming, so the next several videos, if you see me in the same outfit, it's because I will be gone the first week of August. I will be gone from the 3rd of August all the way until the 12th. So I am pre-filming a lot of these. This is the 28th of July. I have one book on the go that I will be finishing up. Other than that, I'm just counting it as, you know, the next books will be in August, because I have so much to do in the next few days before we leave. So I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of reading done. But definitely let me know in the comments, are there any books that you are excited for me to get to see my thoughts? Are there any books that are on your radar? And always leave me a comment below, if you are still here, of a house emoji for the castles and everything else that I'm going to be reading in these fantasies. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye!